Good morning, everybody. Charles Mundy with Exodus Dispatching and Training uh, Consulting as well. Just want to give you an update to adding a video in here for the training page, the Enroll in Dispatcher One-on-One Training. I'm going to call it that, Dispatcher One-on-One Training, and this is going to be the page for it. And eventually this video that I'm recording is going to be embedded right here explaining what it's about. But my pricing point for this platform, this training portion of it, is $299.99, $299.99. The reason it's that low is because it only is going to cover the basics of dispatching, the very basics, from how to get a carrier on an agreement to finding loads, form, booking loads, and all the way through invoicing. And this is for the very beginners, those who are either fresh into the dispatching space of the transportation industry, who do not know anything about dispatching, as well as those who are on other networks, platforms, dispatching platforms. For example, if you are a student on the platform that I came up under, which is the National Dispatchers Network, and you need some blanks filled in, some spaces filled in as far as the basics. There are certain things you don't understand. Then this training, this training page will be for you as well. So what do you get when you enroll in the Dispatcher One-on-One Training? You'll get the 3 ebooks for free. You can use those as study guides. Constantly refer to study guides and teaching tools. I will often refer to the ebooks, so if you have copies of them in your possession, you can follow along. We'll have an orientation where you receive login access and membership approval to this area here. So when you enroll, then you'll have access to forms and documents, workflow of dispatching, Dispatcher One-on-One, carrier searches, and load boards. And these areas are, let me give you an example here. We log out. So if you haven't enrolled, and you can still access the web page at www.exodusdispatchingandtraining.com. You'll come up to the home page, the dispatching page for those who are operators who need a dispatcher. And then for those who are interested in getting basic beginner level training, you'll come here, you'll click the training page, it'll take you to this page where you can log in and you can get an introductory to the training page and what the platform will cover, namely forms and documents, workflow of dispatching, the ebook 101, carrier searches and load boards. And there are sub videos and information in those areas there for you to go even further, drill down even further to help you in your quest to learn how to dispatch. But when you first come here and you haven't enrolled and you're just looking, just curious, if you click on, prior to not having an access login, if you click on one of these 5 tools or resources, you're going to come to a page that looks like this because you do not have access. Now during orientation, that is where I will be having those who enrolled and paid the $299.99 to create their own email and password, and then hit go. It'll send an alert to the back web page or the back admin area of the website, and then I can go ahead and approve those members who've joined. So if you try to log into any of these prior to that, this is what you'll come up on. You can click any one of them, and you will see that that is the case. So, but if we log into those, you'll be able to access them. So also, what else you will get And this is all from a very basic perspective. It's filling in the gaps. If you are coming from a prior platform and you need like the National Dispatchers Network or any other platform that you're learning how to dispatching, and you just need those to go back and get some of the basics, that is the main purpose of this one. So you'll get the orientation, access to Dispatchers 101 beginners training page in the back office area, which is this here. All these resources and tools, which contains the main tools, resources, and training videos, even further detailing how to dispatch from a beginner's perspective. That's the key word, from the beginners. You want the very basic to establish the foundation and go from there. And then also, I'm going to have live interactive online independent freight dispatcher training. These trainings will be conducted weekly. I've yet to determine the date of the week and the times in which the very basics of the transportation industry will be covered from an independent dispatcher's point of view, or from their perspective. So, because that's the space in the transportation industry that we are in currently. So if you come on this page, you've expressed an interest to want to be someone who works from home, who's independent, their own boss, and you have expressed an interest in entering into the transportation field as a independent freight dispatcher. So this will be the training page. The video will be here. What I'm currently talking to you about will be right here, and you can play that over and over again. I'm just giving you an overview of this particular area, where to go to enroll, and enroll into Dispatcher 101 training for beginners. Click the button below to get started. You click that button, it'll take you to the PayPal area. If you have a PayPal account, you can enter your email, as I did as an example for mine. If you do not, there is an area for those who can pay with a credit or debit card. $299.99 is the price. It's kind of low, but I'm not offering as much as other platforms offer, like the additional things. If you join this is an ongoing one-time payment, so you'll be a part of the platform for as long as you like, till you feel that you've gotten the basics down and you're ready to move out of the platform. And of course, you can let us know via phone, email, however you want to let us know, and we can go from there to set up a way for you to transition from beginner's level into the next phase of your adventure as an independent dispatcher. So again, for those who are very beginning, who are already in platforms, maybe such as the National Dispatchers Network or other platforms that are doing dispatching training, and you're kind of like overwhelmed of some of the terms that you hear perhaps, and you want some of those blanks filled in, then you can consider joining this platform, Exodus Logistics, the training page, enroll in Dispatcher 101 training, and then you'll have access to everything that, let me log in just to give you a sample. So part of what you get when you enroll into Dispatcher 101 training is the access to the back office area where the other resources are available. So forms and documents contains, and every area will have extensive training videos, at least an hour or so you can play those over and over again for yourself. And for forms and documents, I got several forms and documents. To give you an example, I have my dispatcher agreement and profile, and then sample copies of MC Authority, certificate of insurances, W-9, notice of assignments, and I'll explain what all these mean, and there are videos and explanations and the other links on the back office that explains what these are, because these are some of the carrier packets and rate confirmation. These are some of the common forms that you're going to come across as you dispatch, and you're going to see them over and over again. Like I was saying in a previous video, I think it was, that the process of doing dispatching is the same. The only thing that changes that I've discovered is the carrier that you're dispatching for, the brokers or shippers that you are using, but the process for doing the dispatching is the same. You have the carrier, you're under agreement with the carrier, you find that carrier a load, then you call the broker, you set up with the broker, the carrier. If they are set up, then they'll send you a rate confirmation. If they are not set up, then you have to go through the process of doing the carrier packet and sending over other documents in addition to the carrier packet, such as the W-9, MC authority, and certificate of issuance. These are common forms that brokers and shippers ask for in order to bring carriers on board to their brokerage or in their system prior to approving them. There is a compliance process that they have to be approved under, and they go from there. So, what else? Workflow of dispatching. That is another tool and resource. A workflow is pretty much a process from start to finish, and it's itemized and outlined where you follow. And for us, particularly as independent dispatchers, our workflow is first, of course, you have to get a carrier to sign an agreement. Nothing works prior to that. If you don't have a carrier, you don't have any way to book a load or make money. So get the carrier. So once the carrier signs the agreement, emails it back to you, then there's a process you follow through, and it's all explained in this section here, as well as the video. Dispatcher 101, you get that as well in the training course, and there are several videos in that. Dispatcher 101, let me scroll down to the bottom here. I put the table of contents, and this is one of the ebooks that I create, and you'll have a copy of that ebook, and it goes into detail about what it is from booking. It takes the workflow and puts it into a more detailed, a more granular. It breaks it down even further, explaining things, and then I sectioned off videos according to the table of contents of the ebook Dispatcher 101, like introducing or intro to dispatching. Talked about things in that. Finding carriers, that's the first step. You have to find the carriers first. That entails finding them, where to go to find them, what sources to use, and how to get them under agreement, how do you pitch to them, how do you speak to them, things like that. The dispatcher agreement and load search profile itself, what is that about? Breaks that down. Finding loads for your carriers, what that entails, and we'll go from there. So, and there you have it on that page. The next page is carrier searches. That section is talking about what resources to use to find the carriers. Namely, I have one called Fleet Directory. I give you a login for the Truckers Path that I use. And then there's ComFreight. As an example, if you have an account with ComFreight, I just gave you a screenshot of that. The main one I've used as a training tool is the Truckers Path truck search feature. Then, of course, load boards. I am deciding whether I'm going to use my Internet Truck Stop load board. I've been talking to Internet Truck Stop as to see if my login can be used by more than one person, and they are kind of unsure of that. So I put the login in here, but I am going to I'm going to test that first before I let you guys go with that. But the other load boards that I will put in there is Nextload, and of course There's another one. Oh, Truckers Path. Because Truckers Path, you can sign up for your own account. It's free. And then you can find those there. And those are pretty good load boards. You know, while I'm showing you also Internet Truck Stop. I'm using Internet Truck Stop as a teaching tool, so eventually I'm going to figure out a way to allow you guys to use that as well, the access. So that is what you get in the back area here once you enroll and get a login with your email and password. You get those resources, you get the 3 ebooks, and then everything is taught from a basic perspective, from a very beginners. So that will be able to cover if someone is coming in fresh into the industry and does not know anything about the dispatching profession, or if you are part of a training or a platform, like for example National Dispatchers Network, but you are still kind of struggling or having difficulty with some of the basic concepts, terms, then this training area can be a consideration for you as well. So that is what you get there. There you have it. 3 ebooks to use as a study guide and teaching tool, the orientation where you will get access to the back office area, and during that orientation I'll probably do a video for that and show those who are in the orientation and who are logged in to, say for example, free conference call or whatever login software or utility that we use to have the orientation. I'll show you how to do that process. You know, from internet email and the password, I'll have my web back office open, so when I get the alert that someone is requesting a new site membership, go ahead and approve it and then have you guys test to see if you can log in. That way we won't have any hiccups along the way, where if we're doing training, especially if we're doing live orientation, someone who may have joined a week ago still doesn't have access and may or may not be able to reach out to me and say, well, I'm still having trouble accessing. So during orientation, I will test and verify that everyone who is joined has the ability to log in, log back out, log in again, kind of test that process so we can work out any bugs. And then of course, live interactive online independent freight dispatcher training covers the basics. The process will be repeated over and over and over again because it's the same process from a very beginner standpoint, a basic standpoint, where you learn how to get carriers under agreement, what are the basic ways to do that, where you learn how to search for loads, what are the basic ways to do that. You learn how to deal with brokers and shippers, what are the basic ways to do that. And you learn how to book the load and even invoice and get paid by your dispatcher. You learn how to do that from a basic perspective. In that process, I included in the forms and documents, I think I repeated this, I'm going to say it again just in case I didn't, kind of a cheat sheet here where when you are talking to your carrier and you let them know that, you know, I found a load for you, they'll usually ask you for detailed information so they themselves can make an informed decision of whether to decide to take the load. So the cheat sheet has a list of questions, maybe 5 to 6 questions, saying things like when you call the broker, things like what are the pickup and delivery times of the load, what is the weight of the load. The reason being is because sometimes when you're on the load board, brokers, for whatever reason, do not like to list all of the details of a load. So a load looks enticing to you from the beginning, from the onset. When you call a broker, you discover that you get so much misinformation that your carrier can't even move this load because it's oversized and all this other thing. So when you call a load, you might see, you know, $2,000, $3,000 for 60 miles or something like that. You say, wow, that's a good load. You call them, oh, by the way, it's 11 feet wide. It's 70 feet long, things like that. So the cheat sheet kind of helps you give your carrier a more informed information so they can make a better decision. So examples of questions on the cheat sheet again is what are the pickup and delivery times of the load, so they can decide if they will be able to make it, because they're factoring in the time that they get offloaded from the current load to the time that they need to possibly deadhead to this particular load that they are trying to get from you. So pickup and delivery times, what's the weight, what's the commodity. The commodity is what you're hauling, what the freight is, for example, lumber or whatever. Are there any special instructions, like for flatbeds, for example, do you need tarp, or do you need pipe stakes and dunnage, certain types of straps, chains and binders, just different things you'll learn along the way. But these are basic things. As you repeat the process over and over and over again, then you'll learn some of the common things that are being asked to the brokers, and you'll pick up on that jargon as you do more and more loads, and then that's how it usually works. You learn from the basic level, and then you work your way from the ground up. So I included in the forms, I just recently put this in there in the back office here, forms in the forms and documents section, the cheat sheets, and they're in the Word and PDF format, so you guys can download that, and everything is downloadable for yourself and to use as samples and examples to help in your quest to learn this business from a basic perspective. And then, of course, any questions you have will be brought up, of course, in the interactive trainings. Of course, we go over things very basic, because we don't want to get too high level or high maintenance on that. We want to have a basic understanding of everything, so that way there won't be any confusion along the line, and you want to make sure that you communicate effectively to your carrier. As we have live interactive trainings, I'm considering just throwing out pop quizzes as we talk for maybe like 30 minutes or so. I say, okay, pop quiz, what does this mean, or what does that mean? And anyone can chime in and answer that, and then we'll go from there. So it's a kind of a I don't want to say a free for all, but it'll be monitored and structured, but it'll be loose and kind of relaxed as well, because that's the whole goal. You don't want to be too uptight and rigid. Your learning process should be smooth as well, so your business can be smooth as well. So that is it for that training page. If you're interested, individuals who are looking to supplement income, looking to work from home, be your own boss. The transportation industry is a good teacher told me, it's a best kept secret out here. I did some research about a year ago, about 6 months ago, I'll be honest, and the numbers then, I think it was like $1.2 trillion. But the transportation industry, but you have to look at it from an overall perspective. The transportation industry encompasses air freight, freight that comes overseas, and then the ground freight, whether it's flatbed, dry van, reefer, hot shots, box trucks, sprinter vans, what have you. But the overall structure of the transportation industry, air freight, sea, international freight, things like that, is 1.2 trillion. So somewhere in that 1.2 trillion, you might want to put yourself in that space and find a kind of a niche or an area where you want to focus on. So if you're interested in an individual who wants to work from home, be your own boss, decided to get into the transportation industry, I think in my opinion only, others may have it, but I'm just expressing it here, the easiest entry point and the less expensive one, in my opinion, will be as a dispatcher. You have a dispatcher, you have freight agents, and then you have freight brokers. There are expenses in every profession, but the easiest one, or the least expensive one, to me, is the independent dispatcher. So anyway, also, I wanted to say that if you are a owner-operator and you express interest in wanting to have a person dispatch for you, you can go to the Exodus Dispatching and Training website, www.exodus ExodusDispatchingandTraining.com. Go onto the dispatching page, and you will be directed to a video there, some information there, and the company's welcome packet, which is a PowerPoint presentation, about 7 pages, and the dispatcher agreement and profile. And then if you are, I am also working on redoing or updating or upgrading the consulting page, where I will include the 30 and 60-minute consulting one-on-one sessions, as well as also offering like a bonus upgrade package, where a person who is, I'm considering this now, this is not etched in stone. If you want to graduate to the next level, if you want to get like a business level package where you are shown how to run a business from start to finish in this particular space, the independent dispatching, then there will be a consulting of that as well. And I'm also considering like a kind of a partnering thing as well for those who are in the beginners training platform who want to partner, as well as those who have dispatcher experience who want to partner with Exodus. We can sit down and discuss the pros and cons of that. And then if you are interested in the independent dispatching field, but you're not quite ready to join a platform, but you still want some information about it, the ebooks are available. You can go there and purchase the ebooks and read over there and at least get some initial information about it and go from there. So again, this is the video for enrolling into the dispatcher one-on-one training, what you will receive, the training, tools and resources, the enrollment process, the pay now button, what do you get when you get in there, the 3 ebooks, the orientation when you get access, the membership approval, and then live interactive online freight dispatcher training. Still deciding the day, the week, and the times. I'm thinking either Tuesday or Thursday evenings from 6 or 7 to about 8 or 9. So it's going to be a 2-hour span. I don't want to take too much time from people's family. And so give me some feedback on that, by the way. Tuesday evening or Thursday evening, what do you guys think will be more convenient? And what time? 6 in the evening or 7 to 8 or 9? Because it's going to be about a 2-hour time frame. I don't want to be too long. I want to get straight to the points of how to dispatch from home, from getting the carriers under agreement to finding loads, to speaking to the brokers, getting the carrier set up, to booking the load, and to getting paid. So those are the main points. They're going to be given from a basics perspective. I will give you my experience of what I've done, someone who's doing it now, so you can kind of relate. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can hit the contact us page and enter your information, hit submit. You can also email us at exoduslogisticsllc@yahoo.com, and also info at exodusdispatchingandtraining.com. Today is Saturday, prior to the National Dispatchers Network's training. I'm going to probably log in there for a while and see what's going on in that space. And until then, I look forward to those who are interested in enrolling in the platform to at least consider dispatcher one-on-one training from a very basic and beginner's perspective. Answer all your beginning questions so you'll have a better, more solid foundation of what to do and how to handle dispatching and working from home. Okay, guys, take care. Some words of wisdom I like to use, leave like phrases and catchphrases and words. But the one I want to leave today is success is on the other side of fear. Okay, so I know people say that success is where preparation and opportunity meet. That is true, But if a person has fear, once they get over that fear, get on the other side of the fear, then that's where success lies. All right. So look forward to you guys considering enrolling into Dispatcher one-on-one training and beginning the process of being a independent freight dispatcher. All right. Thank you.